Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Football Manager 26 here with Pirin Blagoevgrad here as we enter year 3 in the first part of an off-season special. Where we are on the 2nd of June, we have a few offers going out. We have a few players we're trying to sell. We have a few players coming in on trials, but we're going to also talk about our finances and what's going on at the club. Where we have a new sponsorship deal, 350,000 euros per year. Most notable new deal, it's a main jersey sponsor. It's worth 350,000, and the previous deal was 300,000. In terms of ad revenue sponsorship, it's up to 404,000, which is up 123%. Corporate hospitality is up to 29. That's what we'll call it 30%, which is up 292%. Match day commercial and retail is 75,400, up 175%. Broadcast revenue went up 392,000, 783%. And competition prize money went up 100% to 30,000 euros, which we got from making it to the semifinal of the Coupe of Bulgaria. We were also hit with a tax bill, so we had to spend 75,000 euros because the estimate is based on the club's taxable profits over the past year of 729,000. We have a new scouting budget. Which was 16,310 euros. Which, if we go in, costs 350 euros per month to scout the Priva Liga. We have 16,000 available. If we wanted to scout Bulgaria completely and have a full scouting range of our entire nation, that would be 20,820, so it's a little bit above us. If we wanted to scout the Priva Liga and the Vitoria Liga, it would cost 8,330. So we are going to upgrade. And we're going to scout both divisions. You know, that's not great, but it's better than it used to be. Manuel Pernik is off for Evgeny Georgiev, 21-year-old midfielder. We were able to get the board to say, you know what, we will increase our junior coaching budget, so we now have good academy coaching. And then also, Nene was the Bulgarian First League Player of the Round. We did get an annual fee of 55,000, we'll call it, from Ternana and Pirin Razlag in Bulgaria in terms of our affiliates. Our team, Filimanov, is going to study for a Continental A license, and the board did agree to allow me to study for my Continental B. And I still have 2 years and 28 days remaining on my contract. I've been here 681 days. Played 74 games, were 41, 10, and 23, which is a 55% winning percentage. 112 goals for, 77 goals against, which is a positive goal differential of 35. Again, last year we went 18, 5, and 15. Our year one, we went 23, 5, and 8. Year one, we won the second league, and then we made the quarterfinals. Year two, we were 5th in the Priva Liga, and we made it to the semifinals. So I think the club is definitely improving, like little bit by little bit. We are going to go in here to our club vision, and we're going to take a look at our supporters now. You can see we have an A-. They want us to be competitive in the UEFA Conference League. I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to do that. And they also want to avoid relegation for the Priva Liga, which will definitely be able to do that. You can see we have 39,749 supporters. 35.08 was the average attendance. We had 136 season tickets. And we had no waiting list, right? So we'll see what that goes into in the future, right? See how much that improves going into year 2 of the top flight, where we also have European football for the first time in club history. Again, 5th in the Priva Liga was the best record that they ever had, which we also got last year. So we matched the best accomplishment the club had ever had. We do have a few offers out in terms of recruitment. So we'll wait and see. Somebody, that Iowa the best deal for Korchikov. I think somewhere down here. Yes, Arsov, the offer was extended. Ivan Arsov, 26-year-old Bulgarian center back. Jumping reach is 16, 6'5". We do think his passing's 9 to 13, marking heading are 11, tackling's 12. We think stamina and strength are somewhere between 10 to 13. His acceleration is 9 to 13. And he has a very impressive jumping reach. I think we also made... So we did make an offer for our backup goalkeeper to try to be better than Smolensky, because we kind of saw that was an area of need this year. We also made an offer for, I believe it was one of our defensive midfielders. Jean Martin. We went in for a bid. And then Juan Tomasic, I would be interested. It's just the fact that he has no stamina, right? The man has no stamina, so that is a little bit concerning. And then, like I said, we did go in for, a backup goalkeeper. And then we also brought in a Russian... and Kuzlevich, who can play both the right and left side. As a wingback, he's 6'1". We're trying to see what he can do in terms of marking. Just because, again, Major was a disappointment, and I just wanted to see what Dan Leal could do. So, anyways, we'll advance a little bit, see if anything comes up in terms of our transfers, and then if not, we will, let a little bit of time pass. Here is the goalkeeper, Ivalo Nedelchev. 420 euros will be deducted from the transfer budget of 76,000. We will accept 220 euros a week. And he's a little bit older than Smolensky, 2.5 stars. He's not great at the passing, but he's a lot better at the one-on-ones. He is 6'6". And then again, you can see he's, punchy, reflexes, tendencies, aerial reach, command of area, communication can get better. And he is joining us on a free from Arda. So he is going to be our primary backup keeper. That was an area that I feel like we needed to get better at, especially as we go to Europe, right? Because we're going to have the top flight, we're going to have the Bulgarian Cup, and we're also going to have Europe. So we're going to have 3 different competitions for the first time ever. And that's one of the main reasons that we are trying to, I guess if you want to say, improve the depth of the team. Right, we are trying to improve the starting, aspect with Arsov and Martin, because that would allow Bliznikov, Djokovic, and Stoudemire all to kind of be on the bench, in the defensive midfield area. That would allow Arsov would allow either Petrov, Ivanov, or Ibram to be on the bench, along with potentially another center back if we might bring in, or one of the Pashidov or Dimitrov. So again, the center back depth would be better, our goalkeeping depth would be better, our midfield depth would be better. I feel pretty good about our attack. Now maybe I shouldn't, but who is this dude? Head of our youth development. Okay, we'll try to set him on a course. And then we also say we have vacancies. What vacancies do we have? Interesting. I wasn't aware that we had vacancies. I don't see any vacancies. You know what? Let's see. Oh, we're not allowed to ask for a loan manager. Interesting. But we will see what the board says if we're asking about adding physios. Again, we have a lot of money. We're for the first time, and we are just trying to make sure that our club has the tools. Whether I'm planning on staying, for the immediate future, anyways, unless an amazing offer comes along. But I also want to try to make sure Georgiev is going to go to Perdic. Matevsky is going to get his coaching course. We do have another physical therapist coming in. Alexandrov. Oh, well, yeah, we can't afford him, but he is very, very good. We're going to try to discuss with the board to reduce recovery times for injury players. And they say no. So 1 out of 2. We get more physical therapists, but we do not get another sports scientist. And we got another coaching course, who is Hogmo. He was a coach because he was 67 years old. All right. Ludo Goretz is looking for a head coach. That's interesting. I mean, again, we outdrew them. Peshinov does not draw any offers, unfortunately. Again, just, not a great player. Okay, so he doesn't want to leave. He's not going to play, so there is that. Ivan Arsov will side. 55,000 euros will be deducted from the budget of 76. So we are going to be able to upgrade our center backs a little bit. We're upgrading our depth at goal a little bit. We're not going to go out and spend a whole lot on players, though. Like, this is not a team that we really feel like we have to do that. And Consortium is taking over Botev Plovdiv. Robles, there we go. This is the other one we really wanted. Jean Martin, 1.7 thousand euros for 20.5. He is going to come in as a midfielder. So again, we now have him and Bastuda. Djokovic is going to be the primary backup. But then we also have Sodorov and Bliznikov. So again, we've got more depth in the midfield, more depth at the back line, more depth at goalkeeper. I do want to sign one wingback just to try to give us some more depth and competition there. I think with Shotev, Bulishev, and Bakhchev, we potentially have enough up top. Again, Stoyanev is going to be leaving. Georgiev is going to be leaving. Korchakov is going to be leaving. The other Georgiev might be leaving. Julian Echeverria on a free agent. Oh wait, before we do that, let's just see. Okay, so that very much would put us kind of at the maximum in terms of what we have financially, right? Whereas we know we have Viachi. We could play a little bit on the left. He's not very good. But do we just bring him up along with? Do we just bring him up and say, okay, we've got him, Ivanov, Bakalski, Donchev, and Major, and just say, you know what? Those we got those 5 guys. That's who we're gonna run with. Because really, he's got a market of 8, a crossing of 9. Okay, his passing's not very good. His tackling's getting better. Yeah, you know, he's not ready. What's this Russian guy? But again, he only has a marking of 7. So it's not like he's that great there. And a crossing of 8. He does have a little bit better pace and stamina. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like on the one hand, the idea of getting another really quality center back, right? Because Ibram, not bad, but could be better. Petrov, he is 30 years old. He could play a little bit at both wings. So I mean that helps. 31 years old. Ivanov, a little bit younger, could also play the defensive midfield. Dimitrov, yeah. Peshinov, we would also not have. Smolansky's going to not be, up there on the top. Donchev obviously is going to come in to start. Bakalski is injured for still 4 weeks and 2 months. So we do have Shotev, Sodorov, Bastudov, Ivanov, Milishev, and Bakhchev. So we have, 2 players? Well, 3. That's actually as many as we've signed, right? Because we do have Azadov coming in. We have Martin coming in, who's going to take Bliznikov's place. And if we said Bastunov goes there. Let's say Petrov comes here. I mean, again, I do think that's a pretty decent squad. I do have concerns about what we would be able to do in Europe with that, but and if Chalky comes in and Ivanov becomes kind of like the fifth wingback. There's a chance that might be good enough. But anyways, we're gonna pause and we will come back in just a moment.